The shortest war in history was between Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896, and lasted only 38 minutes. Zanzibar surrendered after just 12 minutes of fighting, and the remaining 26 minutes were spent on ceasefire negotiations. The war was sparked by a dispute over who should be the ruler of Zanzibar, and it ended with Zanzibar becoming a British protectorate. This brief but intense conflict is recorded in the Guinness World Records as the shortest war in history. The longest word in the English language, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, a lung disease caused by inhaling very fine particles of silica. It has 45 letters. The word was coined by Everett M. Smith, the president of the National Puzzlers League, in 1935. It is considered the longest English word by the Oxford English Dictionary and the Guinness Book of World Records. The human nose can detect over 1 trillion different scents. Our sense of smell is closely linked to our memory, which is why smells can often evoke powerful emotional responses. The human nose contains specialized cells called olfactory receptors that are responsible for detecting odor molecules. These receptors are incredibly sensitive and can detect tiny concentrations of odor molecules. Butterflies taste with their feet. Butterflies have tiny sensors called taste hairs on their feet, which help them detect the sweetness or bitterness of a substance. This helps them choose the right plants to feed on and lay their eggs on. Butterflies also use their taste hairs to detect the presence of predators or rival butterflies. The world's largest living organism is a fungus called Armillaria osteae. It covers over 2,200 acres in Oregon, USA, and is estimated to be around 2,400 years old. This fungus grows by sending out underground tendrils called mycelium, which break down organic matter and absorb nutrients. It is considered a single living organism because it is all connected by a network of mycelium. The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 13 seconds. Yes, you read that right, 13 whole seconds. A chicken named Mike flew for 13 seconds before landing safely back on the ground. This feat was recorded by a team of scientists who were studying the aerodynamics of chicken flight. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. This is a common myth that has been debunked by astronauts and satellite images. While the Great Wall of China is a very long structure, it is also very narrow and blends in with the surrounding terrain. It is only visible from low Earth orbit, and only under certain conditions. The human brain uses 20% of the body's energy expenditure. The brain is a hungry organ that requires a lot of energy to function. It uses around 20% of the body's total energy expenditure, despite accounting for only around 2% of the body's mass. This is because the brain is constantly active, even when we are sleeping or relaxing. The world's largest snowflake was 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick. This massive snowflake fell in Montana, USA, in 1887. It was recorded by a rancher named Jonas Miller, who claimed that the snowflake was as big as a small piece of cloth. While this record is difficult to verify, it remains the largest snowflake ever recorded. The longest recorded duration without sleep is 264.4 hours, 11 days. This record was set by a man named Randy Gardner in 1964. Gardner stayed awake for 11 days and 24 minutes, setting a record that still stands today. However, it's worth noting that this record is not recommended to be attempted by anyone, as prolonged sleep deprivation can have serious health consequences.